try to make a track in a limited amount of time, in 120 minutes. And I've been given a lot of free software recently from various companies because I'm an educator. I work at a community college in the Bay Area called Chabot Community College. I also work at San Jose State as a recording and mixing instructor, and I also worked at Expressions College in San Jose for 2 years. This is going to be the first of a series of videos where I'm going to take plugins from companies that have given me software and try to make a track only with that software. So the DAW of choice is going to be Ableton. I feel like Ableton is a very well-rounded DAW for creative use. This isn't to say that you can't use other DAWs. Reaper is great. Pro Tools is good for recording. But I found it best to use Ableton. Just an easy workflow. It works for me. So anyway, this is the Ableton website. This is where you can get the software. And hey, come on in, man. Just take a seat. I'm gonna have friends hang out as I'm doing this. Haven't done this before, but this is the Ableton website. I believe the software is like, for the full thing, it's $750. But if you are a student, you get it much cheaper. I think it's $450, and you do get a 30-day demo, so it's cool to try out. A lot of people love Ableton because of the mass amount of effects and synthesizers and free stuff that it comes with. It comes with a whole orchestra set as well. Experimental tools to create melodies and just like make some crazy shit. So, came from a company I think called either Cycling 74 created them or bought them out. The Cycling 74 was known for Max, which is a totally like crazy playground of building your own audio effects. So Max 7 I think is the newest one. You could think of this as if you wanted to build an effect from scratch, you could use this. It's really difficult. I don't recommend it, period. It's really cool though that those who do know how to use it can actually build plugins for the software. So if you go to sites like Max for Live Forum or something like that, Max for Live, here we go. So this is a dope site. It's all these, it's either free or links to devices that people made that you can put in your Ableton software. So like, for instance, I go to audio devices. The first one is a trigger bang, a reverse gate. I mean, half of these most people don't even know. But like, this is a great source for plugins that people may be already selling that you can get for free. Like I know, let's see if they have like a top list. Most downloaded. Yeah, here we go. Like tape stop. Like a lot of companies create plugins to do a tape stop. So I'll typically use the first 5 minutes of these recordings just to kind of talk about the company. Next time I'm going to be talking about Sugar Bytes. Sugar Bytes is a crazy, amazing company that creates these experimental plugins. So I'll go over this next week. They actually gave me access to all their plugins, and I'm still trying to figure them out. It's a little bit of rocket science. But yeah. Let's get to it. I think a good place to start would be just to get some chords. So here I have some categories, and if you don't know music theory, it's kind of annoying to try to think about the key So what I do is I just decide a key from the beginning and then just set some effects so that it never messes up. So let's do scale, and I'm gonna do a minor key, so you can do like C minor, and let's do F. So now any note I hit will be in the key of F. Let's actually add an instrument. So we'll go here to instruments, and I'm just gonna try to find a pad, just something we can have some chords in the background before we create a beat. So let's try operator. Got some pads here. We could try that. Okay. Let's see. That's cool. So let's get some chords in here. So if I hit a note, right now it's gonna be in the key of F, but it's not a chord. So if I go back to MIDI effects, I can actually go to a MIDI effect here, and let's try major chord. And so now any note I hit will be forced into a chord. I'm thinking something like a house track, so like 122 BPM. Let's just create like 4 bars there. Maybe I said it was an F, so something like that. Maybe just do that for now and loop it. I'm not in love with the instrument, so I'm just gonna duplicate it. So I just did Control D, and then I can go to my instruments. Let's find a different pad. Kind of want something a little less in my face. Let's try that out. I kind of like that, but because of the way the chords are, they're diatonic and they're just going to be voiced up, and they're very spread apart. I want them close together. So I'm going to go here and take the outcoming signal from Captain Pad here, and put it into a MIDI track. So now we got that. And let's take off these. So let's look at these chords. So they're kind of spread apart. So like maybe bring that one down. That's cool. Maybe duplicate that 4 times. See if we can make like an interesting kind of element to it. Maybe bring them lower. We can even do something like duplicate all the notes like that, and then might be too much. Okay. We'll work with that. Let's go ahead and get a melody in here. So what I'll do is I actually This is kind of an easy way to make a melody, is you can take those chords and go into the instruments. I'm using Operator still. It's a FM synthesizer or additive synthesizer. Here's some synth leads. That's kind of cool. So I'll just take that. Kind of weird on the low part there. Maybe let's delete all the low notes. It's okay. I kind of want to make it more arpeggiated, so I'll go to my MIDI effects and I'm going to add an arpeggiator. And then what's cool is we can actually, I'm not really feeling the groove. And so in Ableton, you can actually pull up different grooves. There's a whole groove pool over here. And so let's see, we got, give it a little bit of a swing maybe. Try that out. Well, they fall on the bars actually, so. Let's create a layer. So I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to find a different instrument. Maybe here. Maybe something a little bit more plucky, so percussive. Synth rhythmic. Try that out. A little high, so we'll bring it all down. So now let's create a melody. An actual melody. Liking that rhythm. Okay. I'm gonna add a kick drum in here somewhere. I think we'll just repeat that pattern actually. It's kind of cool. Oh, I should save. Saving's always good. Um, we'll start with that. Let's get a kick in here. So, I'm gonna group all these, and usually how I do it is you go everything but drums. And so like this kind of group is in charge of all the volume of these 3 tracks. And then I'm gonna go here and just go kick. And I kind of need to find like a soft kick, I think, that'll work with this. So we can go here and to drums and kick. I'm gonna make life a little easier just for now, and we're gonna create a MIDI track, and we're gonna do a 4 on the floor. It's just, you know, it's a kick on every beat. So something like that. We don't need the groove pull anymore because that didn't work. That it's actually really hard to hear the kick, and that's because there's all these different synthesizers. So we're going to try a trick that I learned from YouTube. Grab a utility here, and we're going to add automation. So we're going to modulate it so that it ducks right when the kick happens. So usually people do something like this. They'll grab an effect like duck, which is a great one, and just put that right on a group here. And so you'll notice there's like this pumping. All right, and if I have that duck off, barely hear the kick. I'm gonna leave this on for now, but there's a way to do it within Ableton. So I'm cheating. I think this plugin's dirt cheap. Get it. Okay, so we're not gonna use that. We're gonna use duck. Like the high end on that kick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this track. And that's kind of cool. So I like to layer my kicks a bunch. That's too much. So we can do some might be too much low end on that. I need it to be tight. That one is too long. You can also go down here to the simpler, and we can make it shorter. Do one more kick. And we're gonna add that one in there. Bass. So, I'm gonna actually group these, and just gonna also group these and call these kicks. Okay, so we need a bass. So what I do is I go here to my chords, just duplicate that, maybe drag that down here, and then I'm just gonna take the bass notes. So it's F to G. It's gonna be really simple. And then so I'll just go back to my audio effects or my instruments, and I really like analog for basses because it's similar to the mini Moog. Really high, so let's bring it down. So what I like to do too is the groups are already starting to clip the master, so I bring the groups down -15 dB so it doesn't clip anything like that. And then here on my master, I'll bring a utility in. Utility is just like a really simple gain plugin, but you can do things with the panning and the width. So now I'm not clipping. My bass is still loud, so I'm gonna go back here and turn that down. Okay. So I'm gonna experiment with some different basses. So maybe have a pattern like that. Maybe even shorter. Some basses in there. They also have some filter things here and there. Got some motion in there already. Okay, how about some high percussion, some shakers. So want to quickly find one more kick. Just a little bit more of a like a click sound. I want to quickly put a compressor on here. Actually, I've been really liking the drum bus audio effect. So just quickly put that on here. Okay. Some shakers. Okay, we can work with that. Get this shaker in here. Maybe just take off the grid, move it a little bit. I'd like to get maybe a little bit more high percussion and then some snare. Layers are very important. I'm just building up a really strong section to start off. Maybe something like on the offbeats, like that. Actually, one thing I'd like to do is maybe just draw like a 16-note pattern like that. Try eighth notes. And then let's go back to that groove pool. See if we can get a snare in here. So I'm just gonna group those as shaker. Just do it for my own sanity. It's easier to do levels later. So let's do snare. Drink my beer. Hope I don't have to use the restroom in 2 hours. Probably will. That long, huh? All right, let's go at a shaker. Something kind of simple. Like that. Let's try that. So I'm just gonna try a few different ideas out. You can just create a MIDI track, and then what's cool is you can just go to the effects part of the MIDI track and drag the audio effect, and then you have your the simpler that you can use. So let's just take maybe one of these kick blocks here. Try those out. So I'm just gonna add a few more. That sounds too like ready for I don't know, like a dubstep drop. Okay. And a claps I gotta do next. Maybe we can try something like, let's add a reverb to this. Room maybe, and then we'll automate it so that maybe like only a couple of these get sent to the reverb. So maybe something like Yeah, just something a little interesting there. And here. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Add a delay too. Something simple. So delay is just when the sound hits, then another sound will slowly, or not slowly, it will very quickly follow up with it, and it almost replicates like such a small reverb that it's like accentuating the sound, so it sounds louder because it lasts longer. So we could try this. Let's just go delay here. So here's like, that could be kind of like a cool rise. So I'll keep that there. Let's just add some claps. So those, we'll call this snares. I was like, what? That's the only clap Ableton has? That one's good. Maybe we'll have it on every other. It's like very simple. That's a cool sound. I'll keep a hold of that one too. That would be cool to automate into the delay. So I'll have it where maybe like the first hit is going into the delay. Something like that. Maybe get rid of some of these just to help break the monotony. And we'll do the same with maybe something like that. Okay. Cool. So we got some claps, some syncopation going on, and now I like to use percussive loops because it's really what's like the momentum and the feeding energy behind these main hits. So I think Ableton has a bunch of loops we could work with. Okay. We'll revisit those synths later. I think I'm already not liking them as much as I thought I would. Okay. Perk loops. We'll go to our packs here. Type second loop. See what we get. That's kind of cool. Just kind of demoing what would work. That could be kind of cool. Some castanets in there. Let's put an EQ on this. Just get some of the lows out. I don't really like how it's on the whole loop, so maybe like this. Just kind of create my own pattern here, maybe, so. Yeah, got a little bit more of a groove there. I think it's a little low. Maybe I'll pitch it higher. Okay. So we'll go here and I'm gonna group this and then we're gonna pitch it higher. Let's see if we have any other loops we could work with. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe on the offbeats of the other thing I created, so. Or maybe just the... I only need that. Yeah, let's do it with that. Okay. Let's think about how we want to arrange this. So this is like probably going to be the loudest part of the song so far. So call this high or perk loops. So intro. Let's think about it. Maybe start off with the shakers. Let's actually move all this to a different area. Let's move it further into the session so get more room to work. Okay. Cool. Let's take the shakers. We'll start, maybe put that in the intro. Perk loops. So beginning could be like the intro. This would be first change, or maybe the kick comes in. This should be some kind of rise here. I don't know, we can make it something like 16 bars, and then this will be the first drop. Break. Break. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it the break. Break. And another rise. Another drop here. Drop 2. And the outro. Outski. Okay. I think it'd be cool to bring in the arpeggiated thing that we had going on, maybe. The slowly bring that. So I think it was this one. So one thing we can do is maybe automate the filter. This thing right here. So right now we have it at some ambience in the beginning too. Just something like, so it's, we're in Wonderland, or we don't know what's going on. So again, Ableton has like a bunch of different instruments, and so analog is like their old style analog synthesizer. I think Collision is what is Collision? It's like their resonant, kind of more metallic synthesizer. The ones I mainly use are Analog, Apparator, and Wavetable. So actually, let's look at Wavetable and see if we have. Here we go. Ambient evolving. Try a couple different ones out. So you just grab the instrument and you just drag it in an open area. Voila. It appears. Someday. There it is. And so the song's in F, so I'm just gonna write a long ass note in F. Here's F. Okay. L loud. So here we have the wavetable and the mod sources, the matrix and the MIDI. Here we have, I believe it's the cutoff of both of the oscillators. We don't have to worry about that. We're just going to put an auto filter on it. Here's auto filter. Just drag it on. Maybe make it a little lower. Find another ambient sound. Let's try operator this time. Yeah, so operator is their additive FM synth. It's like amazing. Just drag that right underneath there. I'm going to drag it under the everything but drums group because we have that ducking thing. Actually just keep that going. So right now it's at 8. Let's make it 16. I've never done this. Make a track in 2 hours. Don't tell me how I'm doing. I'll figure it out later. This could be louder. Let's try just the utility. I'm just gonna let it gradually get louder. Let's find some more ways to create transitions and some sound effects. The bass too, I think we can introduce that here. And then maybe we'll have it transition. So we can go into the reverb, and there's a thing called special, which just basically means like crazy ass reverb settings, and we'll put it on everything but drums. So like, let's try frozen build up. that's insane. That's cool. So, because that's what it sounds like without it. Right? And then it's a great way to get a transition, right? So, what I'll do is I'll go wet or dry, and I'm gonna copy this and put it on our drums too. And go like here to here. Maybe like a piano could go there. Bring in like a counter melody. Da da dun dun dun. Da da. Let's play it. I'm not a singer. Let's make that very clear right now. So how about I put another group. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group those. I'm gonna go not in trans, and then take my effects so that it doesn't affect this new thing that's gonna be coming, which will be a piano. So let's go piano. Like I said, it's going to be an F, so I don't want to deal with music theory right now, so we'll go scale, C minor, or sorry, F minor, so it's F, and then give it some volume. This will help. Let's just record something here, so. Nope. Been drinking too much. Okay. Let's just do an arpeggiator here. We'll bring in those chords from before, and we can try seeing if through the chords we can create a melody, which totally works. So there's my chords. Go back to my instrument here. I think it should take a little longer for those other things to come back. So it kind of works, but it'd be cool to like maybe change it up a little bit. That's a cool sound. I was just given another free plug from a company. It's called Scalar 2. Can't wait to play with it. It's insane to play with it. Like, it would make this whole process a lot easier. Like, thinking of chords, like, it gives you all these options of, like, different harmonies that you can layer on top. You can drag in audio and it'll detect the chords for you. It's insane. Starting to sound a little bit electronic. I think I want to try to add some like extensions. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go here and add in another element. It is on its way to drop. I'm creating the rise. Could be a little bit. The claps can go. I don't know. I'm not in love with the claps there. Maybe I'll just mute them there for now. And then some kind of transition here. I wonder if I. Like there's like a stop, you know, so. Needs to cut off just a little bit earlier. I don't want to stick too long on this. Kind of get that like that. I'm gonna work with that, I think. Another auto filter. Auto filter is amazing because it just creates movement. Better sound. Yes. I'm not deleting anything. I'm just muting it by highlighting, pressing 0. I don't like deleting because if it was like the best genius ever and I deleted it, then it's gone. But muting it, I can always bring it back. Should also put an auto filter here. So then everything has this kind of movement going up. Makes the drop so great. I think there should be like a voice. Maybe I'll just add my own voice in there. Maybe the ambient noises can continue there too. Maybe this percussion actually should keep going here. Okay, so I got about 50 minutes to finish this. Check 1, 2, check. Okay, how about I just find a voice that's already on here.
Listen to the organ play!
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
Listen to the organ play! Hear me now! Hey!
Move it! The pipe deeper. The pipe deep. New York. A revolute deep. A revolute deep.
Ooh, maybe that. And just add like some crazy effects to it.
Deep. Deep.
Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna create like some silence there. Maybe like a bar of silence. Deep.
Deep.
So let's go back a little further.
Deep.
I lost my mind there for a moment. And then we can go to audio effects. Actually, there's this like pre-made thing called audio effect rack. We can go to things like modulation or rhythmic. Oops. So I'm creating another chain where we have a normal signal and then the affected signal. Maybe we can pitch this up a little higher too. Those are my drums. Oh, that's why. Okay. We need to add in some more percussion. Let's do some cymbals. I think that could be really cool there, actually. We need a rise there too. So what I'll do is I'll just find a cymbal maybe, and then we'll go backwards on it. Just kind of create a subtle rise. So go here and oh, you know what I should do? I should save. How many times have you like not saved and lost? I've like almost broke computers before because of it.
D. D. D.
I don't know if that deep thing will work, but that sounded weird.
D.
We can make this twice as long. Okay.
D.
Maybe we can find another symbol. Maybe I'll just create an auto filter on here and okay. Okay, so we did some more high perks, we did some more automation. We're gonna add another melody. So let's do it here. So we'll find a normal piano. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. Maybe let's try something more harmonically interesting. Jazz for Dummies, maybe. Dun, dun, dun. 9:24. Trying to come up with a break right now. There we go. Cool. I have kind of like a idea there. And then I want the drums to come back in. Let's bring in one of these synths from earlier. And then there's a audio effect. I think it's here. DJ. Maybe it's this. There's one in here that's like, maybe it's this one, Fade to Gray. Yep, that's a good one. Okay. So getting out of this break, go to the master and what the? That's not what I wanted. Yeah, because of time, I'm not going to be able to do a full-on. Maybe we can also bring one of these in on the bass. And like before, take all the high notes. Gotta find another bass that has a sustain on it. Whoa. Bring one of these back for now. Stare at the screen. Yeah, 2 hours straight. Normally I take a break. That's cool. For everybody watching this, I'll do it for you. Don't you worry. I got you. Taco Bell so bad for some reason. I haven't been to Taco Bell in forever. You? Yeah. I know you don't want it right now. Maybe those percussion loops. And then go to here. Oh, Jesus. Save. Before I get into maybe some more creative touches and more ambience, let's just listen to what we got so far. element that stands out. It's like really. Maybe I think it should be just that. Maybe just the kick. Here. Maybe add like another layer on it. And then maybe have it go like left to right. Kind of like a cool effect, so. Bless you. So let's go into our handy dandy operator here and kind of ABBA-ish. Maybe you could arpeggiate not as fast. Okay. Yeah, I'm cleaning up. I'm cleaning up. It's a little better. There needs to be like a build up there. cool to have a delay on that lead thing. Oh. Great, I have 10 minutes to mix and master this. Great. That lead comes in pretty hard there. I don't think it really that's as much as I can do being a first time at this. So we're gonna do the quick and dirty way of mastering, which is in this case, because I'm only using Ableton, we're gonna go into the audio effects rack, mixing and mastering, and find anything that has to do with mastering basically. EQ and Glue Master. Sure. So let's find the loudest area, which is here. That's quite a bit of highs. So we're gonna go to the EQ. Has an EQ8 in there. Looks like a glue compressor, which is doing pretty well. It's not too aggressive. I'm turning it down so that way I can hear what the loudest elements are. It's weird. It's like if you turn it down, you can hear what points out of the mix. So like, if I go back to this part. There's those shakers. One last thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put a limiter on the drums here. I think I have a drum bus there, but let's add a drum bus here. The drum bus is like a limiter saturator. See if we can find something. Everything else, put a limiter. That brings it up so much. So we're gonna put an EQ. And let's make it mid-side mode. We don't need like anything. Oh, not on the whole drums. It's all good. We'll deal with what we have here. A little bit more punch. So it's letting the initial transient get through that like good kick, but then the part after the very first part of that sound, it boosts it up. So it just makes it sound louder because it's lasting longer. Time's up. All right, let's listen to it from beginning to end. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Next week, I'll try to do the same thing, but only using Sugar Bytes plugins. All right.